As I've admitted already, I quite like scaring readers, and I think books and short stories can do it particularly well because, unlike movies or TV shows, they co-opt the reader's imagination and make it do a lot of the hard work. In a film or TV series, most or even all of that work is done for the viewer by somebody else. Someone else has decided on the appearance of the monster and how and where it will present itself to us. It leads to diminishing returns because the second appearance won't shock as much as the first, and by the fourth or fifth manifestation, it may have ceased to shock at all. A book, though, works differently. First of all, no two readers will ever describe the threat in a supernatural story in quite the same way, and if each was asked to draw their own version of it, they might come up with surprisingly different pictures. But fiction also operates on us in an insidious manner. I believe that books change us in deeper, more profound ways than films because of how they fire our imagination and the visions they inspire in it. And while our imagination goes to work on what we read, picturing, framing, what we read also goes to work on us. That's one of the core themes of the Lost Things novels. We readers are remade by every novel and short story that affects us. In fact, we open ourselves to them because literature, I would argue, is the only creative form that allows us entirely to inhabit another individual's consciousness, to see the world as they see it, either directly or through the characters they create. Perhaps that's why researchers have suggested that people who read fiction that emotionally transports them may be more empathic, more compassionate than those who do not. Because for fiction to work, we have to surrender a little of ourselves to the story and be open to how others experience the world, even if their experience of it is different from ours, sometimes in the most frightening of ways. All of which is a roundabout means of bringing us to this novel, Dark Matter by Michel Paver. This is a ghost story that took root in my imagination. The tale of Jack, a young man who travels on a research expedition to a remote Arctic bay in 1937, there to encounter a winter darkness that lasts for months, and to discover that the bay may not be as uninhabited as he and his team have been told. I began reading it alone during a winter night in Maine and quietly set it aside to come back to in daylight. I wasn't frightened, of course, perish the thought. I was just tired and careful, although perhaps not careful enough, if I can still recall its contents more than a decade later and still be haunted by them. So consider this my reading dare for you to amuse myself. Wait until it's winter and dark and you're alone in the house, perhaps in bed with only a single light by which to read, and let dark matter go to work on your imagination.